Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And this is Loud Bay Afrobeat Music Talk Radio, your number one African Caribbean online radio. We come to you 24/7, and it's an African Caribbean diaspora radio. It's a one-stop shop. We bring you all the best of music, entertainment. We bring the best in us as a people, tradition-wise, and everything that we have. And today we have a very, very special show for you. To those of you listening to us on the radio and those of you watching us around the globe, hey, you are welcome. And this is the Champions Table. My name is TyB, and I'm sitting in for your regular host, Nigel G. Hunter, who's on an assignment. And Nigel is going to be very, very interesting sitting in your shoes if you're watching us, wherever you may be watching us from. Then, you know what? I say it's going to be a special show because we have a legend that we are going to be having a conversation with. A legend, if I say a legend, an African legend. Folks, you cannot believe it. He is Okey widely known as Okey Bakassi. He's an esteemed Nigerian movie actor, stand-up comedian, events and concerts host. He's a highly regarded A-list, if I say A-list, entertainer in the Nigerian entertainment industry, aka Nollywood. You all know about Nollywood, with over 3 decades of experience. 3 decades. 3 times 10. If you cannot multiply at this particular point in time, then there's a problem there. 3 decades of experience. In recognition of his exceptional talent, Okey Bakassi won the Best Actor in a Leading Role Igbo category at the 2014 Best of Nollywood Awards for his performance in the film Onye Ozi, The Messenger. Okey Onyegbule has a Bachelor of Technology in Agricultural Engineering and Diploma in Public Relations. He's a member of Board of Trustees, Actors Guild of Nigeria. He's a member to the youth and a recipient of several honors and awards. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, help me to welcome, yes, Okey Bakassi onto the stage.
Thank you very much, TyB. It's a pleasure, having to chat with you this evening. I appreciate it.
The pleasure is yours. I mean, I cannot believe that I am having to have a conversation with a legend. I mean, having been in the business, have you been in the business for 3 decades?
Yeah.
My God, that's quite and I tip my hat to you. Yes.
You guys are lovely. You are doing an amazing job, and it's such an honor to be here with you.
Oh, thank you. And I'm so glad there are a lot of people listening and watching us from around the globe. Hey, folks, tell a friend to join us. If you are listening to us, tell a friend to tell a friend that, hey, a legend is here to come and commiserate with us on his journey. Yes, folks. And, folks, let me start the ball rolling. Okay, I will say, okay. How did it all begin?
Yeah. Okay, how did it all begin? As you said in my introduction, I originally studied engineering. In my country, Nigeria, after graduation, there's a mandatory national service. And during that 1 year of national service, I decided to get involved in the entertainment industry. I found it very interesting. It made me happy, and I decided that this was going to be my career direction. And I've not looked back since then. So I've been in. I'm one of the founding fathers of Nollywood, Nigeria's own version of Hollywood.
Woo!
We set up the Actors Guild of Nigeria. That is why I'm a member board of trustees of the Actors Guild of Nigeria. I've been acting for over 3 decades, done lots of movies. I'm a TV host, I'm a radio host, an events host, and also a stand-up comedian. Thank you.
You are everything. You are everything.
I try. I love showbiz.
That's right. Now let's look at your acting career. How did you know that you would become an actor?
Yeah, actually, the acting part started while in the university. I belonged to a theater group known as the Theater Colleagues way back then, and we were involved in campus entertainment, basically stage plays and all that. Just as a side thing, you know. Yeah, and it was fun doing it. But I never considered it a career until I graduated, you know, went to serve in Lagos State, which is like the economic capital of Nigeria. Yeah, there I was opportune to be part of a TV series. At the time, network television, a TV series known as Fortune, and the experience being on television encouraged me further to fully embrace acting. And more than 70 movies later, we are still here.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that is from being a technologist to an actor.
Yeah.
Wow, very miles apart. And what was your first movie that you went into?
Okay, the very first one. So the thing is, the very first one is not the first one I filmed, but it's the first that probably came out. All right. So okay, the very first one I did was Journey to Hell, a movie called Journey to Hell. That was in 1994. Yeah. Um, but the one that really brought me out, I would say, would be the one was a comedy movie titled Pam Pam. It made a lot of waves. It was the comedy movie that changed the Nigerian comedy movie scene. Yeah, because it made a whole lot of impact. And yes.
Yeah. So to go back
Then
there.
my last work is Bankalat. Uh, Bankalat is on Prime Video.
Mm-hmm.
It's streaming on Prime Video.
Video,
Yeah.
okay.
Onyozi the Messenger, the one that won me the award, was on Netflix when it was running. I think it's been
Wow.
pulled from Netflix now. But Onyozi the Messenger was on Netflix when it was streaming. That was some years back.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I was also the host of Nigeria's first Miss Martial Arts reality TV show called African Knockout. It was also on Netflix. Yeah, African Knockout. It was also on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go further into it because you are all over it and then you are so exceptional.
Yeah.
Going back,
we love show business. Yeah.
Yeah, you've done it.
So,
You've done it.
yeah, back home here, we have paid our dues. Let me just put it like that. And, yeah, so people want you to do collaborations with them. People want you to host their gig and all that. But this
Yes, well, Mr. Bakassi is a very astute. I mean, he's all over the place. His legacy is impeccable. It's impeccable.
TyB, I lost you for a minute there.
That's righty. That's righty. Yeah.
It's internet fluctuation. It has
Yes.
been raining cats and dogs. It's been raining cats and dogs here in Lagos, and it's
Technology.
practically affecting was the
Yeah.
internet.
I understand.
It's okay. We'll survive.
That's right. We will. How for the how do you prepare for, say, a movie when there's a project out there and then a script is given to you? How do you prepare for it mentally? And if you are not producing it, and if you are the actor, how do you prepare for that?
So the thing is, once you get a script, um, sometimes you want to discuss with the writer and the director to have an idea what their expectations of you are, how they would want you to interpret the role. Then you take some time out and understand the character and the characterization. Yeah, internalize it, do your own personal research, and you take it from there. The next is the interplay between you and your co-actors. Because it's like playing soccer. When you're playing alongside players who are very good at what they do, it makes your job easier. So yeah,
Wow.
that's how we prefer.
At some point in my life, early in my life in Ghana, I wanted to be an actor, but um, a friend of mine just said, "TyB, if you cannot read the scripts and stuff like that, and then memorize it, that would be a problem." So I ran away from it, and it became, I'm a musician myself, so I stuck to
Oh,
music.
really? No,
That's
so you're not far from it. You're not far from. If you're a musician, you're not far from acting.
right.
They're all related. Actually, they're all related. If you can
I
do that one, you can do the other one. You just putting your mind to it.
yes. Um, that's very interesting, and I mean, I'm so honored to be having a conversation with you. And let's now shift to
Thank
the
you.
the comedian side. I read your bio, and it tells me that your father was a military officer. He was in the military.
Yeah, my late father served in the Nigerian military
Okay, great.
before he retired and eventually passed. Yeah.
Okay, you know, we all know that military households there's discipline. They say, sit down,
Yes.
you got to sit down. How were you able to how were you able to maneuver, and then get around into doing that? Because sometimes, back home in Africa, when you at around 4, 5 o'clock or whatever time the fathers come home, as soon as you see the father's car coming, he's coming, and everybody's running helter skelter.
Oh
But then
yes.
in
Oh
the
yes.
States, what did you? How were you able to do that?
You know, the thing is that back here, growing up in the military barracks
Mhm.
is some form of training on its own. And when your father is a soldier, you are like a recruit. You're like a recruit. Your
Yes.
life is a bit regimented. Yeah, you follow instructions and you ask little or no questions because
That's right.
any attempt for you to be disobedient will be you'll be decisively dealt with. And you know that African parents don't joke. African parents don't joke. Yeah, it's this all the way. They don't even joke.
That's right.
And we believe in Africa that it takes a community to raise a child. So
That's
it's not
right.
just even about your father, your uncles, your aunties, and everybody weighs into your
Yep.
upbringing.
That's right.
So you have zero leeway to misbehave. No way. You can't even do that.
No.
So when I was little, my father was he fortunately he was my mentor and best friend.
Excellent.
Before he passed.
Mhm.
He was an officer and a gentleman.
Oh,
Despite the fact that he operated strict discipline, you could tell. African fathers don't say "I love you." They don't say "I
no,
love you," but
no.
you can see love in their eyes.
You're
Yeah,
right.
and the way they handle you, you will feel love, but they will
Yeah.
never say it.
Hmm.
It's tough. It's tough love. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
So,
know what
but
that is. Let's go back there. I don't know what that is. Why do you think they don't do that?
I don't think it's our culture to say I love you like it's done in the Western world. I don't think it wasn't part of it. People are beginning to do it now as a result of the world is becoming a global village. Everybody's in communication with everybody, and we are beginning to learn from each other. But African fathers, African parents, way back, they will never say I love you, but you will know that you are loved.
They do.
You will be protected. You
Yeah.
will be provided for. Your
Mhm.
safety is very important to them. Your well-being is very important. They will do whatever it takes to make sure that you succeed. But they will never use that word.
Yeah, I know.
They were not raised on that.
Yeah,
You can't give what you were not taught.
that's right.
Yeah, but they
That's
had their ways of
right.
expressing love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So how going back there, how were you able to bring out your talent, your comedic talent, and for him to say, oh, maybe okay, let me leave him alone, let him
Yeah.
let him.
So the thing is that I was shaped by my environment. I was shaped by my environment. So you see, growing up in the barracks, the barracks is like the what we'll call the microcosm of the macrocosm, like
Yeah.
a mini country. It had it had all the cultures, all the ethnic groups, all the tribes represented. So you had to be accommodating of various cultures and ways of life and everything. And it was so dramatic in the barracks. Every day was a different kind of drama.
Mhm.
So because you're learning from people from across not just even Nigeria, Africa,
Yeah.
because at the time there were other countries who were serving in the Nigerian military who were like on exchange programs, and you also interacted with their kids and their family members. And I went to what at that time they still exist, though you will call unity schools. They were schools owned by the federal government,
Yeah.
and the unity schools had kids from all over Africa,
Yes.
all over the country, plus different parts of Africa. I went to school with even Indians. You know, so yeah, it was like that back here, and so that whole growing up kind of shaped the person that became, and the passion and the love for the entertainment industry, and the all the experiences put together really helped.
Yeah. 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 I mean, so now you do stand-up comedy. Your first time
Yeah,
walking onto a stage, how did you prepare for
yeah.
that? And what did you expect that time? How was it?
So yeah, the very first time as an amateur comedian, uh, in fact, it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I was forced to do it. It was in secondary school. It was in secondary school. A lot of my friends thought I was very funny. So way
Mhm.
back then, we used to have like social nights at school. We lived in the boarding house, so we used to have like, school nights on Fridays where students were entertained by fellow students. And the one of the prefects insisted that he's had so much about me and how funny I was, and that I must do something in front of the whole school. So otherwise I was have punishment. And I tried it. It worked. People liked it. So it gave me the kind of courage. So eventually, when I got into university, I built on that subsequently. And, being able to fight your stage fright and butterflies, because even till tomorrow, once you go on stage, you're going to feel some level of, butterflies in your stomach, because every audience is different. Every audience is new. The
Yeah.
composition is one that even if you've performed in that city before, it won't be the same composition exactly. So you don't know what to expect, at least within the first few minutes. And stand-up comedy is a very tough act. It's a very tough act. It's you, the microphone, and the audience, and you're forced to create. You're telling stories live, and it has to resonate with the audience, and quickly too. You don't have the whole time in the world. You must make an impression within the first 2 minutes. Otherwise, you will struggle. So it's not easy, but every time you get on the stage, fortunately, we've been able to impress. And that is why we are coming to Canada, to interact with our brothers in diaspora.
That's right.
On the 11th of October.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell us about that event. Just tell about that event. Yes.
Yeah, so I have been discussing with future Black female. Tribal Max is a company that I have interest in, both here and in Canada. They are into media marketing and media production. So they are partnering with Future Black Female, an NGO based in Canada, based in Ontario, Canada. So we've been communicating. You know that the Afro-Caribbean community in the Niagara region, in St. Catharines, it's growing. And it's important that as the community is growing, we also begin to, export and showcase our own culture, our own, entertainment, so that our children who are born and raised in diaspora can begin to also feel, the level of entertainment that is dominant back home. We bring it to them because I have my wife and kids are all Canadians. They live in St. Catharines as well. My I have kids who are in the university and the ones in high school, and oftentimes they don't get to see all this African entertainment in Canada, particularly in St. Catharines. So the few times we've done stuff is in Toronto and in other major cities. So this time we're bringing it to St. Catharines, and we are hoping that they will turn out the Afro-Caribbeans and other nationalities can just groups can come together and for one evening enjoy African entertainment, African comedy. We also bring in B Praise on the saxophone.
Oh my God! We had him. We had him on the radio about 3 weeks ago, and he was a blast.
Awesome.
He was a blast.
So he will be performing live as well. He will be performing live on that day. B Praise will be there. We'll have DJ Chance. Chance is very well known around the area too. He will be on the wheels of steel. So plus other surprise artists that we're bringing. So we want our people to have fun. On that Thanksgiving weekend. So it's going to be a lot of fun. On the 11th of October, gate opens at red carpet by 6 p.m. and of course the show starts 7 on the dot. We'll start. It's going to be a fun night, and we're encouraging everybody to go online and get the ticket. It's happening at the Performing Arts Center in St. Catharines. The Black Center in St. Catharines. So you can get tickets online. You go to their site and you can get your tickets. We also have the discount code for those of you. We're doing discount for the elderly and people within the arts community. We are doing a discount here to encourage people in the arts community. Proceeds of the concert part of it will go to Future Black Female to support the good job they're doing with the Black female in the community. That is why we're partnering with them. So awesome. That's what we're trying to do.
Awesome. My wish is to have a Black comedy center, because comedians give us they take a lot of weight off us, stress, You take the stress off. But before we go on, let's listen to something that you said. Let's wait a minute and listen to this.
In recent times, a lot of Nigerian husbands who have taken their wives abroad have been complaining, oh, I took her overseas, she took everything away from me and divorced me. I feel your pain, bro. I feel your pain. You were once the breadwinner here in Nigeria. She was the housewife doing the dishes. Then you took her abroad and she's now the breadwinner, but you don't want to do the dishes. I feel your pain. So what you're going to do, I want to help. You and your wife, I need to see you on the 11th of October at the Performing Arts Center, St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. It's the Loves and Jams event. Bring her, let me talk some sense into both of you. But if you fail to bring her, shut up and wash plates.
Like, I love that. I really, really love that. That is, that caught my eye and yes and everything. When I saw that first, I just could not sit back and say, "What is he talking about? It is true." You know what? Because there are a lot of couples who don't talk to each other.
You know, the thing is that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, it's been in the news a lot lately. Lots of Nigerian men who took their wives overseas have been complaining about how they took them abroad. They then, after a while, they lost their children and everything to their wives. They got divorced, and you know how they are struggling and all that. And I've been doing my own personal research because in light of what we do, a comedian doesn't just tell stories. You also mirror society, and you capture some of these moments, and you present it to the audience in ways that it can make sense to them while having fun. So I've been doing my own personal research, and I find that it's been difficult for the African man, the typical African man, to adjust from being the master that he is at home in his house to now becoming someone who has to take instructions when you go overseas. Because the laws out there, I feel, empowers women more in those parts of the world than it does in Africa. So a lot of them struggle with it. But it's something that I believe that good communication in a relationship can solve. If people can talk to each other and recognize that they are co-partners, they are not competing against themselves, but their duty is to collaborate and uplift their family together as a unit. If they have that understanding and they communicate, that things will be better.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the only time that families came together, especially those of us in the West here, and was during the COVID time. That was the time that nobody was going out. So everybody was there. So that's right. You see, that was the time that everybody it proved
to deal with their problems.
That's right. You got to deal with it, because if there were problems, there was a problem. But if there was no problem, there was no problem. But then it showed whether couples loved each other or not. But then it was like the prison right now is like the prison opening its doors for all the inmates to go out. Right now we are back to square one. So in this particular instance, I think what you said makes a lot of sense. It's time for the couples to come down, at least for that one night, to come and experience what they have missed before.
Exactly. It's important that it's good for everyone, because I love to do family stories.
Yes,
I love to do family stories. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like to talk about families, and it would be nice for everyone who wants to enjoy quality family stories, especially, for me, I straddle both continents. I have a home in Canada, I have a
Mhm.
home in Nigeria,
Okay.
because my wife and I live in Canada, and we also call Nigeria home. So we
Yeah.
go back and forth. And so while we can identify with the Canadian culture, we also identify very much with our ancestry, which is the
Yes.
Nigerian culture. Yeah, so
Mhm.
we merge two stories, and we mirror how the struggles, the beauty, the challenge, the excitement, the fun, the advantage of both worlds, will bring it together in story format, so
Yes.
that you have one evening when you can relate, unwind, and have fun. After all, it's Thanksgiving,
Mm.
then you can see that you're not alone with whatever you're dealing with. You're, like we say in Nigeria, no matter what you're going through, go through it. It's your turn. Yeah.
So, so it
So,
means, so I'm laughing because I think that would be the time that you have to hit hard, because there are certain no-go areas that we as Africans don't, most of the time, we don't want to bring out. So, oh, don't
yes,
say that. Oh, don't say
yes,
that. If they are there and then you are doing it, they'll take it from a comedic point of view, and at the same time think
yes,
about it. I think what you're saying,
yes,
I
yes,
really, I
yes.
really understand
That is
what.
what, yes. Sometimes we have to be bold and in your face and prick your conscience and force
Yes,
you to think sometimes. Yeah. And we do that
yeah.
while entertaining you. And there will be lots of entertainment on the 11th of October. You need to be there. You
Oh
need to
yeah.
go get your tickets and be there. Yeah. We're also doing half price for students. So if
Oh,
you're a student, no matter where in school, yeah, yeah, it's discounted for students. Yeah. So you
oh
go
yeah.
online, get your student ticket. If you're a senior, it's also discounted for seniors. So you can grab grandpa and grandma and just bring them with you. So yeah, it's
Awesome,
a
awesome.
family hangout.
Yes, yes, yes. And my other question to you would be, what advice would you give a young person who's going into acting, and then, if they're even considering taking a career in comedy, what advice would you give them?
Oh yeah, it's so the same thing I would tell anyone who wants to go into any career at all, because the path to success is not easy. You have to put in the work. Character is very, very important. Patience, hard work, all the virtues that enable people to succeed, you must embody and embrace all that. All right. And then for you to be a successful comedian, you must study, you must read, you must observe, you must watch, you must pay attention, because stories jump at you at every opportunity, on the train, in the aircraft, at the mall, wherever you can catch a situation that you can relive later through stories, and people can relate. It's the relatability of the storytelling, the punchlines. That is what makes a successful comedian. And you can't tell stories that are relatable if you're not in tune with your environment, if you're not a good observer, if you don't redo your research, you know, so that when you talk, you speak intelligently.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I have this question for you. Can
Go
you
ahead.
share any lessons you've learned from failure or mistakes? I mean, you are addressing this to the same people who are trying to
Yeah.
make it into the chosen path that they are
Yeah.
following.
Yeah. So the thing is, so there's one truth that everybody has to embrace. You must never lie to yourself. Yeah? People can lie to you, but don't ever lie to yourself. What I'm not trying to say limit yourself. There are things that you are not naturally equipped to do. I give you an example. Not everybody will be a successful footballer. Not everybody will be a successful basketballer. Not everybody will make it to the NBA or to the Premier League. All right, and not everybody will be a Hollywood A-list actor. All right, so identify your weaknesses, identify your strengths, pursue what makes you happy in the area of your core strength. Because you see, when you pursue something that is you're not gifted to do, it's like swimming against the tide.
That's right.
It's like swimming against the tide, you know. And if you don't succeed, you get very frustrated and disillusioned, you know. So I encourage people to embrace the truth. If you're not well equipped for something, all right, look at everybody has something they are blessed with. You have something that you're blessed with that comes natural to you, that you do with flair, passion, and excitement. Embrace it. Then, when you embrace it, study it. How do you monetize it? How do you make a living out of it? Because if a talent does not put food on your table, it's a joke. Yeah. If a talent does not put food on your table, your talent should bless you. Your talent should bless you. You know, so you have to tell yourself the truth. And once you have embraced your area of strength and you're putting in the right effort, do not be afraid to fail. Do not be afraid. Yeah, because it's not really failure. You discover ways of not doing it. So anytime you try one way that is not working, at least you know that this is how not to do it. Then you try another way. All right. And it's important to have mentors, you know, people you look up to, people you want to be like. And at every opportunity that you have, drink from their well of knowledge. Ask questions. You know, how do I do this? Go online, listen, check their biography. Look at how did they do it? What is their story like? Because I'm sure nobody woke up and became an instant hit.
Yeah.
You know, people put in some work, you know, to get to wherever they got to in life. And it's, you know, you can succeed anywhere. You can just know that you can succeed anywhere. You don't have to go to a particular place to become a mega star. All right. Yes, some environments are more rewarding than others, but you can be a homegrown star.
Yeah.
You can, if you're a singer, yeah, and you go to church, for example, the church is your first platform. You can just become a member of the choir.
Yeah.
And from there, you begin to grow and nurture your talent and begin to expand and diversify into other areas. Yeah, if you're an actor, you and you belong to a school, or you go to school, or you can, yeah, and your friends can come together and form a drama group. Yeah, and begin to motivate yourselves, and you know, yeah, and before you know it, something can grow out of it. So yeah, you know, do not be afraid to fail, because you fall, you get up, you dust yourself up, you try again. You know,
That's right.
once you're equipped with it, once God has blessed you with that talent, and you keep polishing it, it's like diamond. Someday it will shine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, great, great. Are you listening? The young ones who are getting into the businesses and stuff like that. This is free consultation, free. We're not charging you. So listen to it with your good ear. My last question to you would be:
Yeah.
you've been in the business, both in acting and in comedy, that spans 3 decades. How do you measure success? The success that you have. How do you measure it?
Okay, that's a very important question you just asked. Now, for me particularly, for me, Okey Bakassi,
Mhm.
yeah, the Okey Bakassi that is coming to Canada for Laughs and Jams on the 11th of October. How do I measure success? For me, success, my own definition of success is the accomplishment of goals.
Ooh,
All right. Yeah. For me, success is the accomplishment of goals. So once you set a goal, no matter how small, and you accomplish it, it's a success. Yeah. So if you keep setting little goals at every time and you keep accomplishing it, you're succeeding. You're succeeding. Another man's definition of success does not really have to apply to you. All right. Another man's definition of success does not really have to apply to you. You have to define your own success. All right. Okey Bakassi, I'm a success story. Yeah, I came from nothing, and by God's grace, you can go on the internet and Google Okey Bakassi and you will find him. Yeah, and I have been to so many countries through my talent. I did a movie that is doing the film festivals around now. It was shot in Australia last year. Pasafaho. Yeah, it's an Australian movie. They invited me from Nigeria to star in that movie. Yeah, it eventually will go on the streaming platform, but for now, they're making the tour of film festivals with the project. Beautiful project. All right. I never imagined as a small boy growing up in Nigeria that I'll be invited in Australia to come and feature in a movie. All right. So I've been across the globe in the US, Canada, Europe, doing what I love to do. Never imagined it. How did I do it? One goal at a time. One goal at a time. All right. So you may be a young person who's listening to me. You went to elementary, you achieved it. You came out, you went to high school, you achieved that. Those are goals you're achieving already. You're succeeding already. By the time you're done with high school, you find yourself in the university. You're a success story already. So one goal after the other. Don't relent. Keep achieving it. Set another goal. Accomplish it. Set another one. Accomplish it. It's like climbing an escalator. One step at a time, you find yourself at the top. Yeah. Then when you look back, you say, wow, when did I do this? How many floors? All right. But then you're already on the top.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what? I've enjoyed this conversation. And let's recap where you're going to be performing so that, hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those of you in Toronto, those of you in Mississauga, Oakville, St. Catherine's, all area. You gotta go everywhere.
All my Africans in diaspora, Caribbeans, Canadians, no matter who we speak the same language. Let's turn up on the 11th of October. 11th of October. Yes.
And Be Praise is going to be there. Be Praise is going to be there. Oh my God, it's going to be
so much fun. I promise you. Performing at Center in St. Catharines. Yeah, be there. It's the Laughs and Jams concert. Laughs and Jams. So we'll be laughing our head off and we'll be jamming as well. It's a night for Afrobeat music, Afro-Caribbean sounds, comedy, you just name it. We're bringing it all. Let's celebrate together.
That's right. Because life is a celebration.
Yes, and we're partnering, like I said again, with Future Black Female, and part of the proceeds will go to Future Black Female. They're doing a fantastic job in the community of supporting our women, helping them out with the mental health and everything that they do is an unbelievable work they're doing, and we're partnering with them, we're supporting them. So by getting the ticket, you're also helping.
That's right. And Dr. Tapo, I cannot thank her enough. The hard work that she has put into bringing this organization to this level, and you know what, God bless her. And anything that the organization is doing, honestly, we are all 200% behind them. Just like this one, we are going to make sure that Love Bay Afrobeat Music Talk Radio will continue to promote it until even after the day of the festival, we'll still promote it. How about that? That's right.
I send greetings to Dr. Tapo. Oh, today is my wife's birthday before I forget. Today is my wife's 55th birthday. Yeah, Zizi is what I call her. I love you, baby. Happy birthday.
Okay, Zizi, happy birthday to you. You know what?
She's in things with the children. They're chilling. But I'll join them soon.
Yeah, when I go on the radio later on this evening, I'm going to be dedicating some birthday songs to her. Zizi,
please.
You need to have Afrobeat Music Talk. Yes, we are going to give you something to celebrate. A very special tribute.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bakassi.
It's been an honor discussing with you, TyB. Thank you so much.
You got to come back again, after the event. This is your radio. This is your radio station too. But before we go, let me play this one.
When I come to Canada, maybe I'll come to the studio live so we can have a handshake.
You are making a promise. If you don't keep it, the whole world is listening to you. I know how I'm going to you. All right. Thank you very much. And let's listen to this once more before we sign off.
Watch the plate. I don't know the plate you want to watch, but just watch it. It's Okey Bakassi live in Canada. See you there. 6 p.m. Don't be late.
That's right. Folks, this is where the road ends. And we would like to see you again very soon. But hey, all roads leads to St. Catherine's on the 11th of October. Yeah, let's spend Thanksgiving over there with Okey Bakassi. I think I pronounced it properly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. My brother, thanks for spending the time with us. And we appreciate you. And we'll see you when you come to Canada. But because you've already made a promise, you have to keep it. If you don't, we'll come to St. Catherine's to look for you.
And anything you find yourself in Nigeria, I will invite you to my own radio show. I have my radio show as well.
Okay, awesome. It will be a pleasure.
Lagos Talks FM.
All righty.
So we'll
Thank you. Thank you. And I would like to also to thank Nigel G. Hunter, the host of this show, for letting me to sit in for him. And until next week, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.